Hi all, welcome, Cynthia here. Today I'm doing a 12 by 12 process layout using the remainder of the February kit that I got from the Scrappery Kit Club. Absolutely gorgeous kit, using a lot of the Moonshine Collection papers. So I have my 3 photos here that I just mount together so they're in one strip, and then I trim down the papers to the way that I like them. So I decided that I want the photos backed with this piece of paper, and then I will also mount the whole layout on the same paper. So I've got the background paper and then just used it to, as I said, mount my photos. Now I'm going through the ephemera that we received with the kit, and we had these 3 sheets of washi strips. So I don't use a lot of them just as they are, but I do pull a big stack off and stick them down on this white cardstock to make them like a strip of paper, and that's it to there. And I use a little bit of that behind the photo just to give it a little bit more colour and variety and depth back there. Pulled out this strip of paper and decided that I'll fussy cut these hearts out. These are gorgeous paper. So far I've made, I would say 5 8.5 by 11 layouts. And this is just the remaining of what I have, and I think I do this layout and 2 separate Project Life spreads, one double page and one single page. So they'll be coming up somewhere as well. Pulled out my wood veneer and looking for something that I can use. Thought I might use a word, and then I pull out this Love wood veneer piece. It's very thin piece, and decide that I will use that. Still haven't really decided on what the title will be, but decided I definitely want to use some wood veneers. Was going through looking for some little hearts, but obviously I've ran out the hearts, so I'll have to restock those. I'm pulling out the gesso to paint the wood veneer. Now here, my gesso always sticks shut and I can never get the lid off. So what I need to do is get out my trusty little hammer and tap all the way around the lid, and it just seems to loosen it enough to be able to open it up and get it open. Pulled out my watercolours, and now I'm going to paint the wood veneer with in a blue and a purple, I think, are the 2 colours, or a blue and a pink, or a blue and purple. I think it's more what I'm looking for. So I'm going for a little bit of a marbled look here, so not being too careful on how it looks. Just spreading the paint around, and I really like the way this piece turned out. It's absolutely lovely. How has everyone been? Everyone been well? I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, so my voice is a little bit croaky at the moment. So if I sound a little bit deep and husky, well, that's why. Go through and pull out a stack of alphas that I think I will use in my title, and by this stage I've decided that I'm going to call this layout Crazy Little Thing Called Love. And my initial thought was try to get each of the words to be a different font and a different colour, and I do mainly do that. So I got them all out on my bit of paper there, and now I'm laying them out on the curve of this constellation moon circle that's in the background. And I really like the way they are looking. Now I grab my, just checking here to make sure it's all dry. So it's blending in a little bit. So I try to shuffle it around for a while and decide what I can do to correct that, and I don't, so not too sure. So what I do is I just leave it for a little while and grab these hearts that I fussy cut and see what I can do. And as you see, I just tried to had a look at that little bit of gold on the background, and I decide that I will mount the love on that. So I get my glue out and I glue it to that, and then I trim it out around, so it's trimmed around the top and the bottom of the word, but you can see it in the backing, so it just gives a nice little hint of gold, and I really like the way that turned out. There it is, all fussy cut out and on. Still not sure exactly how and what I'm going to do with this layout. So I have some small alphas there that I have spelled out the word called, and now I just sort of shift it around a couple of different places trying to see where I think it might fit. Use my trusty glue gun to glue that down and go back through these sheets and have a look to see if there's anything else, and I pull a few more off if I remember and stick them down to the white cardstock as well. So as I was going through the ephemera, I saw the doily and thought that would look fantastic there too, just once again to help that love pop up off the page a little bit more. And I decided to put the other piece up the top just to repeat that pattern. And I really like the way that looks. I think that's once I put the doily down, the layout really come together for me, and I really got a sense of what I wanted to do and where I was going with it. So just trimming up some of these, as I said, clear washies that I have stuck onto white cardstock. And these little cork pieces are gorgeous. They have a gold flickers, gold bits and pieces through them. So they were lovely. They had some leaves and feathers on there, which I really liked, and some butterflies. So the butterflies went first, and then these leaves were lovely. I struggled to use just the straight banner pieces, but in the end, I think I've used them all up. I think I've got maybe 2 pieces left. So decided that I want to back that word called on something, and you saw me just testing out a few different examples there to see which one I liked the best, and I decided to go with this floral piece. Shift that doily up just a little bit so you can see a little bit more of it once I put that piece of washi there. So these photos here, these 3 photos are of my son and I, and it was first day of grade 2 for him actually, and was taking the standard compulsory first day back at school photo, and we just started pulling some silly faces with each other, so I decided they will be the ones that I will scrap, and in fact I don't think anywhere on the page I talk about that it's his first day back at school, so I'll either do another one at some stage, or that's fine, I won't be too worried. I'm not too sure what I was doing there, but so I've got those feather or leaves, cork pieces up the top, and now I'm scattering some around some of these hearts that I fussy cut. Put them around in a few different places. Grabbing some more of these washies to see what I can use. I really struggle with this type of washi thing, so I really pushed myself to make sure I used them up where I could. And once again, I think by the time I finish this kit, which I have now, I don't think I've got any left. I think I'm maybe one or two, and I've used the rest up, so I was very happy with that. Just trimming out these pieces here. Thought I might have tried to use them on this layout, but I don't think any of them actually make it. The layout's nearly coming to an end. I put these gold sequins on each of the hearts, and I like that as a little pop. So what I do there is I just dub out some glue onto a piece of paper, then I just dip the sequins into them. If I get too much glue on the sequins, I just stamp it off, and then I put them down. And I've done that for ever and a day, and I've never had any problem with them falling off. Go through and glue these red letters down, as they have absolutely no stick to them whatsoever. So you've got to make sure you do that. And I really like the way that sits there. And the only other thing I think I put on the layout is the journaling, and I cut away and come back, and you'll see me in a moment when that's done. And I say something along the line, I should have the layout in front of me, but I don't, but it's something along the line like, I love your crazy silliness, and I hope that you never lose it, or something along those lines. Hopefully you can read it from there. And that's it. I'm pretty much done. So thank you very much for coming along and watching, and I really hope you enjoyed. Please leave a comment and give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Bye.